Good morning, it's Dylan Jovine, Wednesday, June 26th. Happy Wednesday. So we send this out early because, I'm a crazy person. I'm up basically at around 4 o'clock every morning, and, we figured we'd start sending out this daily diary. So again, if you like us, if you like this, if you want us to keep doing it, let us know. But, today I want to talk, there's not major news coming out today. I mean, new home sales is coming out at 10 a.m. But today I wanted to talk about Nvidia. A lot of my, I was talking to a buddy of mine last night, and, he asked me what I thought of Nvidia. And, I'll tell you something. I've been happy to watch it sell off a little bit in the past few days. Not because, I think Nvidia is a bad company. I think it's a fabulous company. But when you look at the history of the stock market, the top companies, the top most valuable companies, historically, are companies that sell products directly to consumers. You think of Apple, Tesla, Amazon, Google, you name it. I mean, these are companies that have a relationship with hundreds of millions or billions of people worldwide. So those are the companies that tend to get rewarded with the highest and most sustainable market cap over time. Companies that sell directly to other businesses sometimes make it to the top category like Nvidia, but oftentimes they don't stay in the top category for long. It's not very sustainable. And something that comes to mind is Cisco. Cisco is another equipment company, in the dot-com, days where, Cisco really just took off and really had a super high market cap for a very, very long time. So until it crashed and came back down to earth. So, my point is that companies like Nvidia, a great company, believe me, Nvidia is killing it. And I'm a big, big fan of Jensen Wong, the CEO. Really, really big fan. You got to admire what these guys have done. But as a stock, again, I hesitate. First of all, I think it's crazy value. The stock's run up has started to feel like a melt up, which means that, everybody's chasing it. Everybody's trying to get their hands on it. And the stock just, kind of goes crazy up. So it's starting to feel like a melt up. And, again, I don't recall, I went through a list of top market cap companies by year, just for the past 20 years. I couldn't even find data going back further than that easily. And, sometimes you see a Cisco or a company like that pop in to the top spot. But most of the time, the companies that stay at that top spot year after year after year all have relationships with consumers, whereas you look at a company like Nvidia and they're selling chips to companies, to businesses, basically. And, they're basically selling their chips to 50, 100, 200 businesses. So they have relationships with 50, 100, 200 businesses, whereas, again, a Facebook Meta, let's say, has relationships with 1 billion consumers. Philip Morris, another top company for a very, very long time, had relationship with billions of smokers. Amazon, God knows how many, tens and hundreds of millions. Walmart, relationship with consumers. Tesla, I wouldn't say Tesla. Tesla is certainly, the one consumer-oriented company that just because it doesn't sell to that many people will probably have the hardest time staying in that top spot over time. And frankly, it's very difficult to start a car company and keep it successful over time. History has proven that. You can start a car company. You could even sell a bunch of units. But basically what happens is other big automakers end up muscling in, stealing what you're doing or variation what you're doing, and kind of start muscling in, and they have the size to actually compete with you, drop down prices, and basically blow you out of the water. But we'll see what happens at Tesla. I'd never bet against Elon Musk. My point is this. Nvidia felt a little bit ahead of itself, felt a little bit like a melt up. I'm not saying the stock can't go higher because, a flock of birds can cut left or cut right or do anything it can do. And I wouldn't try to, predict that. God knows how crazy people get in a bull market, when they're chasing something like this. But I do get wary when a stock breaks into the top category and it is not a consumer-facing company, and all of Wall Street, sell-side analysts are people who get paid, like investment banks, they get paid, by corporations. They want to try to write research that corporations will hire them to take their stuff public to do investment banking for them. So a lot of sell-side analysts all think the stock is going to go up. They have all raised their prices on it. And, sell-side analysts on aggregate are just a bunch of lemmings. Their opinion means very, very little for professional investors. So again, riffing off the conversation that I had last night about Nvidia, I'd be very, very cautious here. Could it go higher? Sure. But, over time, companies that sell to entities, to corporations, are not consumer facing, tend not to keep the top spot for long. Have a good day.